The world is changing and the car business is changing. And if you want to stay in it, you've got to be aware or you might be sued. Scary stuff. That's what we're going to talk about today. If you buy and sell vehicles for a profit or you want to, you're in the right place. This is the Flipping Genius podcast. Our number one goal is to help our listeners make more money. Every episode, we share information, ideas, and experiences of real-life car flippers. I'm Randy Lee. I'm the host of Flipping Genius. I've flipped cars most of my life. For over a dozen years now, I've been a licensed dealer. I am working to build the best podcast about successfully flipping cars for a consistent profit. Let's get to it, flippers. Hey, it's Randy Lee. I'm the host of the Flipping Genius. Thanks for checking with me. I try to think of things to talk about each week that'll be sexy and exciting and will make all of us more money. But every now and then I just gotta bam, hit you between the eyes with reality. And I think today that's what I'm doing because frankly, I got hit between the eyes with reality this afternoon as I met with some of my co-workers with a part-time job that I have. I work part-time with the Alabama Independent Auto Dealers Association, trying to help other auto dealers like myself stay informed and be aware of changes that are happening in our industry here in the state of Alabama and around the country. And there's some things happening right now that they're huge, really huge. And if you're not a part of your local association, or if you're not a licensed dealer yet, which I know a lot of you guys aren't, you're probably not aware of some of the things that are coming down the pike. Now, if you're not a licensed dealer, this stuff probably won't affect you yet, but it's coming. And I feel a lot of it. I personally, this is my podcast, so I can tell you what I feel. I feel like they're really trying to squeeze us out, the little guys. And I mean, frankly, that's how I feel. I've seen our insurance rates go up, our bond prices go up, our bond amounts go up here in the state of Alabama. I know across the country, it's become more and more difficult to be in the used car business. And part of it is absolutely, we have to protect the consumer. So that's really part of it. But some stuff that came to my attention today in correlation with my working with the association are some things that can be devastating to a small business owner who's trying to grow a small car dealership like yours truly. And so I thought I should share it with you. If you are a dealer, maybe you know about this, maybe you don't. If you're in Alabama, you'll probably know about it pretty soon because one of my jobs is to call you on the phone and tell you about it, along with a little army of other guys like me and ladies like me, and who take some of their time to try to keep you informed. And I just printed out bullet points for what we're going to share with everybody when we call. And I thought, well, you folks are listening to me, I should share it with you too. Now, some of these things are going to make you money, and the ones who survive are going to make money. And I know you're listening to the podcast because you want to make money, and I know you also want to follow the rules. And one of the rules that the FTC the Federal Trade Commission, has just come down. And I say just come down. It's actually been over the last couple of years, but everybody's slow and they're dragging their feet. And it could get us in a lot of trouble. The FTC has come up with new safeguard rules that require dealers, licensed dealers like myself, to have a comprehensive system in place to protect consumers, protect their information, because there's so much identity theft out here. And I can't remember the number that Randy Jones is our leader, our imperial leader here in Alabama. You've heard Randy on the show before. Um, he talked about today. I'm looking at my notes here as I'm talking to you. If you're watching the video of the episode, you can see me looking down. It's not that I'm not interested in talking to you. I want to have the information. Uh, it was just crazy. I don't know if I have that number. It was a crazy number. The number of people that are having their identity stolen per second. So they have to come up with some way of protecting that. And believe me, I see on our flipping genius groups, I see the people trying to squeeze their way in there so they can have access to the membership of our groups, not only our our selling groups, but also our flipping forum. They want to get in there, they want to steal your identity for whatever reason. I know it's not a good one. So the FTC says that as a used car dealer, any size used car dealer, you've got to have a comprehensive system set in place that says how you are going to protect the information of the consumer. Now, the the FTC says that you have to uh, take a course and assign one single qualified individual to manage this system inside your dealership, and and then and then you also have to have every single employee of your dealership trained as well. And it would be very expensive to create the course that you need to cover all the details the FTC requires. So, fortunately for me, I'm a member of the Alabama Association who is invested uh, into developing the courses that are required so that we meet this minimum standard. Now, Alabama, it was too expensive for just the state of Alabama to do. They had to team up, I believe, with Texas and possibly some other states, but I know Texas. And we've created a course that dealers can take. It's about a 60-minute course for the qualified individual, whoever that is in your organization. It'll take about 60 minutes, and it's about $75 here in Alabama, maybe a little bit less in Texas. I'm not sure. And each employee of the dealership also has to take a course. It's going to cost about $49, and it'll take about 30 minutes. And this is going to be required every year, every year. And as we move forward, probably within the next year or two, in order to get this is going to be another requirement of the dealer's license. You'll have to have passed this course to get that dealer's license, and not there yet. And if you have an employee working with you right now and they take the course, that course will roll over with them if they go to work with another dealer. And if you bring somebody in, vice versa, if you bring somebody in from another dealership, if they've taken the course already, it'll roll over. It's a 12-month cycle based on when they took that. I know this is a lot more detail than a lot of you guys wanted to hear. And please don't click off yet, because this is important stuff. I've got more important stuff to share. I don't think today's episode is going to be a real long one, because this stuff kind of wears my brain down. But I think I've got some other information I want to throw out there that I think should make you some money, because I know you want to make money. Me too, man. So these courses are in place here in Alabama and Texas, possibly in some other states like Ohio too. There will be some discounts if you've got 10 employees or more. So this is an example of why it's so important to be in your local association. And as you grow towards becoming a dealer, I highly, highly recommend that you become a member of your local association. It costs me $260 a year, and I get back in rebates from auctions way more than that every year. So it's well worth it. But even if I didn't, the information that I'm provided with through continuing education and just communication about this type of thing is well worth it. I don't know Now, here's a number I left off. I forgot to leave this number. $46,517. $46,517. That is the amount of enforcement penalties per violation. $46,517. Now they just raised the bond limit here in the state of Alabama to $50,000. I think that there's some coordination there with the trial lawyers. They know that this is the number they can get. And the fact is that if you get hit with one of these, you're not going to be able to get a bond again. You're going to be out of business. This is the scary truth. You've got to handle your business right. And this is a simple one. And here in Alabama and Texas, your local association is helping you do that. It's a pain that you have to take this class and give them some money and give them some more money and have everybody educated and tie up some of your people, but it's a requirement. So this is what's going to be required. If you don't know about it, here's what is going to happen if you're a car dealer and you don't do this. You're going to sell a car to somebody. They're going to either not like the car and want to get their money back, or worse yet, they know about this rule. Sorry that I'm telling you all about the rule right now. So if they listen to this podcast or watch this podcast, they're gonna have this information. But believe me, I'm far down the chain with this information. It's been public for a while. When they meet an attorney and the attorney says, "Let me deal with this," they contact you and they say, "Hey, send me over your comprehensive system for safeguard rules. Send that over to me." If you don't have this in your files, that attorney knows he's got you. And he is going to not only probably get the sale reversed on your car, but he's going to go after this money. And I don't know about you, it scares me to death. Another reason to be a member of your association is state conventions, national conventions too. We've had some fantastic guests on our program recently that like Mark Burkholder is an annual speaker at many state conventions and a national convention. Kathy Cruz is a annual participant and a speaker. Melody Tholstrup spoke last year at the Alabama convention and will probably be invited back because she's just a great benefit. I know I'm leaving somebody out, and it drives me crazy. So I'm going to look over here real quick. Give me a second. I'm gonna check because I hate being a dummy. But I know we just had somebody on last week or 2 weeks ago, and there's a bunch of our past guests have been speakers at conventions. My buy here pay here guru is an annual guy too. That's what I'm trying to think of. But you want to go there, and this year in Alabama we're going to have a 20 group atmosphere created where they're gonna share ideas, and as I thought, what a cool idea. That's a really cool idea. I guess some of these guys are paying $1,500 a month to be a part of a organization called a 20 group where they're sharing ideas with each other. $1,500 a month. It's not throwaway money to me. But you know what? Dang, we've got our own group. And I hope you're realizing this. We've created the Flipping Genius car flipping forum. We're right at 500 members right now, all around the world, especially across the United States. We've got folks who are like me, are car dealers. We got folks who are much bigger car dealers, and we've got folks who are not car dealers, who are flipping cars, like Vic 45, who was on about a month ago, and Sam from up in Detroit, who's helping us with the Polish fundraiser. And by the way, thank you to all you who've generously given to help Marek, our guest back then. We really appreciate that. But you guys share ideas. You don't have to pay anything to be a member of the Car Flipping Forum. So if you're not a member yet, go to flippinggenius.com and click on the button there, or go to Facebook and click on the button to join the Car Flipping Forum, and also become a flipping team member, a flipping partner, or a flipping champion, and help support the everything we do at Flipping Genius. I really would appreciate that. But if you are a dealer and you are in Alabama or any state that's having a convention, I highly recommend that you go to the convention if you can, for the speakers and the opportunity to meet others and to share your good stories, your victories, and help each other build your business. And one of the other things that you're going to find, and not just at the convention, but also as you read communications and as you exchange information and you get publications like the Used Car Dealer magazine that Kathy Cruz writes for, you're going to be informed of some new changes that are coming down the pike. We'll all be informed of them gradually, but you want to be at the forefront of this stuff. Changes in the insurance business that are going to affect how we pay for insurance and who pays more for insurance. Vehicles that are coming out right now with the safety features that will actually stop a vehicle in advance of you hitting your brake, show what's on either side of you as you click your turn signal. I just drove one like that the other day. And your responsive cruise control and things like that. That'll reduce your insurance costs, and it's going to reduce your buyer's insurance costs, and it's going to change the type of vehicles that buyers are going to want to buy. Randy Jones was telling me today that he sees in 5 years, he projects that 50% of the cars that are coming across the auction blocks that we go to each week will be electric cars. That's hard for me to imagine, but that's what he said. It's always hard for you to imagine. It's always hard for us to see into the future. And if you think about it, man, what I'm doing right now, I am talking on Zoom. I'm recording my podcast. It's simultaneously being recorded so that I can flip this on tomorrow, and it'll be broadcast all around the world and heard in 58 countries, all 50 states. All this stuff was hard to imagine. It's fascinating, but that's what's coming down the pike in the car business too, and you want to be ahead of it instead of behind it. And I'm just barely trying to keep up, and I encourage you to do the same thing. This increased focus on safety and economy, it's not going anywhere. You know that. The guys like me that would like to really like to drive a great big old Cadillac, like a '68 or something like that, are probably pretty rare. This is really the future. So those are a couple of things that I know I've got to share with my fellow car dealers in the state of Alabama as part of an assignment coming up this week, and I thought, why not share them with the folks that take the time to listen to Flipping Genius? So I wanted to let you know that. And if you've got questions about these things, if I can help you, feel free to send me questions. If I know the answer, I'll give it to you, and if I don't, I'll try to get it for you, either from Randy or from somebody else, or I can, if you're in a different state and you'd like to learn more about your local association, feel free to write me at flippingquestions@gmail.com. Also, go to flippinggenius.com. Go to our resources page, and on the resources page, you'll find a link to the National Association of Independent Auto Dealers. And you will find a link, I believe, to every state association and the Canadian Association, and you can go there and find out what it costs to join, what the benefits are, and you can get a lot of information from free from those association pages too. So I highly recommend a visit there, regardless of whether you're a dealer or you're going to be a dealer or you want to be a dealer. You'll find some good, valuable information there. And our resources page is just chock full of great stuff. And I can't remember, speaking of great stuff, I cannot remember right off the cuff. I think you can find a couple videos there. We've got links to tons of stuff, including the Flipping Genius YouTube page, which YouTube channel, which we're putting most of our episodes on there in video format, including this one. And I believe I did a video. If I didn't do one, I know somebody has a couple videos. One is called, I like to call it the poor man's paint job, and but it's simply a way to paint a vehicle using you thin out Rust-Oleum about 70-30, and use foam rollers, and you can paint a car. And I did one a few years ago, and I got two right now that I'm working on. And I'm excited about sharing those when I get them done, because I know it's gonna be good. But if you wanna learn more about that in advance, check that out. Check out the video. It's an amazing thing, because it can get. I've got a little Honda CRV it's really the only thing wrong with this car is the paint is dead on the top, on the hood, and on the top. The sides are pretty straight, and I just see this as a perfect solution for this vehicle. And I've got another one that we're going to do also, and the CRV will probably be the first one I show you. But I'm hoping to show that to you in the next week or two. I got to get off my dead ass and get that done, because it'll get the car sold, and I've got to get it. I've got to get that. I've got a lot of money into that one, so I got to get it looking really good. Sometimes I don't worry about how they look so much, but I need to get the looks on that one top notch to get the top dollar out of it. That's just reality. Really good mechanical vehicle, but it cost me about about $800 to get it a good mechanical vehicle, and we're talking about a $3,000 vehicle when I sell it. So obviously I got to push and pull to get everything across that finish line and get the profit I want out of it. What was it? And speaking about the same vehicle, another thing I'll show you. I'm not going to show you right now because it's just me talking to you, and if you're listening, you can't see me anyway. But another thing, and I think I've done a video on this. If I haven't done a video on it, I'm pretty sure I did. But if I haven't, you can look this up too. Another thing about this little CRV is all of the plastic on the vehicle, which is a lot of plastic on it, on all the bumpers and the sides. All the plastic is just dull. That plastic bumper cover and the plastic covers along the bottom of the doors, they just look old. You can take a heat gun, the same heat gun that you can take and pop those bumper dimples out that I've told you about. You can use that heat gun and just carefully go over that plastic, and you will see it revive. If you just Google that on or YouTube it, revive plastic with heat gun. You'll get several people do probably better videos than mine, and you may see mine on there too. But I'm excited about that. That's another thing we're going to be doing on that CRV, and I'll be sure to take before and after pictures and maybe even some video of that, and I'll share that with you, because it's another one of those ones that I love to do as an example of exactly what I tell you about all the time. I just want you to know I do what I'm saying that you should do. I am a car flipper. I'm a licensed car dealer, but I look at what I do as simply flipping one car at a time, and this little CRV is a really good car. I'm excited about it because somebody's going to get a good good vehicle transportation wise. And I'm going to try to make it look pretty for them too, so that they'll give me as much money as possible. And that'll hopefully be coming up pretty soon. I've got a few good ones out there that we're going to work on. I'm trying to think of what else I can share with you today. I think that's about it, because this lawsuit stuff, when I start worrying about losing my license and being sued for everything, it takes a lot out of me. And I thought, hey, at least I can do is share it with you, so you know what's out there. Hey, if you've got any questions, feel free to send them to me, flippingquestions@gmail.com, or just go to the Flipping Forum and send me messages that way. If you're interested in being a guest on the Flipping Genius, and you've got something you'd like to share, like the guests that you've heard this year, really trying to focus more on guest profiles and information, because you've heard a lot of what I have to say, but I'm still trying to be active so I can share what I'm doing, so you know that this is the real deal. We're doing the real deal here. We're flipping cars and we're talking about it, and it's something that you can do, just like I said in the last week's episode. Absolutely, what I do is transferable. So if you're interested in sharing your information, or sharing your problems, sharing your ideas, sharing your victories, we'd love to hear them either on the Car Flipping Forum or right on the podcast. If you'd like to come on, we usually do these things via Zoom, so you don't have to be in my backyard. You can be in New Zealand, or you can be in New England, or you can be in some other place that starts with new. Or you can be in Tennessee even. I can talk to you in Tennessee. I can. We'd love to have you, and I appreciate it if you share the podcast with everybody you know. All 115 episodes are available at our website, flippinggenius.com. You can listen to them anytime. You can see lots of videos on there. You can, of course, listen to the podcast anywhere podcasts are listened to, pretty much. And you can see all of our videos at our YouTube channel as well. But if you go to flippinggenius.com with 1G, you can find all the things that are Flipping Genius, and all the things we've done, and all the things that we'll do. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, and I appreciate all of you who have helped with our fundraiser, and all of you who have become a Flipping team member, partner, and champion, and work together. Let's make some money. Let's all become Flipping Geniuses.